What's going on, Smack people? Joey Harrington here, and thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your college football pick'em, and frankly, be the next in line to dominate Jeff in the knowledge of college football, which, as it turns out, sounds like it really hasn't been too hard. Although I did give him a little advice before the season started, which was make sure you beat your father-in-law, but not your wife, because, just family dynamics. So anyway, I'm going to give a little knowledge here that I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go 8-2 this week. I don't know where those two are, but I'm feeling pretty confident. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to go with Georgia and South Carolina. The easy one. Look, Georgia's the best team in the country. They're going to beat South Carolina. Yeah, tough one there. Okay, Oklahoma, Nebraska. I know some people are going to want to say, hey, Scott Frost is out. It's a new Nebraska team. Simply not enough time. All right, not enough time to turn this around against a good Oklahoma football team. Now, if we're talking Tommy Frazier, Eric Crouch, maybe, but we're not. Oklahoma over Nebraska. All right, Kansas and Houston. Kansas stinks, all right? Yeah, I don't need to say anything else. Kansas stinks. Houston beats Kansas. Okay, Cal, Notre Dame. This is one where I was like, I got to stick with the Pac-12. Notre Dame has lost 2 in a row, losing one they shouldn't have lost last week to Marshall. But it's at Notre Dame. I think that's kind of like, that's too much of the jumping on the bandwagon pick. And I'm going to go with Notre Dame over Cal. BYU, Oregon. I'm going to wait till the end. Ole Miss, Georgia Tech. Okay, look, nobody outside of the South likes the SEC. So we all want the SEC to lose anytime they play. So I wanted to pick Georgia Tech. But I just can't. I mean, Lane Kiffin's got those guys playing well. He's got a good thing going. It's going to be Ole Miss over Georgia Tech. Penn State at Auburn. However, this is one where the SEC does go down. Penn State, Mount Nittany is going to be toilet paper in the tree. Is the tree still up? I think the tree's still down. I think the tree's down now after that guy injected it. Anyway, Penn State beats Auburn. Texas Tech, NC State. I know Texas Tech lost to Houston, but I didn't like how North Carolina State looked week 1 against East Carolina. I'm going with Texas Tech over NC State on the road. I know, there's an upset. Michigan State against Washington. Okay, as much as we always try to root for the Pac-12, we, as Oregon fans, always try to root against Washington. So I'm kind of at a, kind of 6 of one, half dozen of another here. But my gut, I like what Kalen DeBear's doing at Washington up in Seattle. I'm going Washington over Michigan State. Miami at Texas A&M. Texas A&M in for a big rebound week after losing to Appalachian State. Appalachian State, depends on what region you're in. They're going to bounce back. They're going to have a big win. Wrong. Miami, Mario Cristobal, former Oregon coach, has that team going down there. Miami's going to go into College Station and hand A&M their second loss in a row. Now, there was one other game that I think that, what was it this week? BYU at Oregon. Okay, look, Oregon, these two teams could not be any more polar opposites. Oregon looked like a smelly pile of something or other the first week, and then they looked like world beaters the next. BYU has been about the most consistent team. Let me back up. They look like a smelly pile of something or other against the best team in the country, and world beaters against an FCS team. I still want to call them 1AA. BYU, on the other hand, has been the most consistent, steady program. But here's what I'm going with. You lose a back like Tyson Algier. You lose multiple wide receivers to injury. And even if one does come back, they're still working with a freshman as their number one go-to guy. Okay, freshman wide receiver, even though BYU at quarterback is one of the most solid positions in the country right now, if he's relying on a freshman wide receiver to make split-second decisions against that Autzen crowd noise, I think that's going to be the difference. I think Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks get their first marquee win at home at Autzen Stadium in a close one against BYU. Smack. Thank you so much for having me on. And you can send my prize. You could probably just mail it back to Jeff's old locker with the Timbers, and I'll just swing downtown and pick it up. What is it, like a T-shirt or something like that? Because I'm definitely winning this week. Go Ducks.